Hello and welcome to the Labour Social on Labour Social. Tonight we're joined by Phil Morehouse and Rachel Harris and A. Thompson and John Mortar. How's everyone doing this fine evening?
Good.
Quite
Grand.
well.
All good.
Did you all see the Aurora last week? I sent you away going, look at the sky, look at the sky. Did you all see it?
No, Day of the Triffids.
I did.
Don't look at the sky.
Did you see it, John?
I did. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, it was just glorious, wasn't it? Really,
It's
really,
pretty
really.
impressive. So you could see it all the way down in Essex.
I could. Yeah.
Did you
Yeah,
go
which
and
has never happened before.
did you go and see Keir Starmer all the way down in Essex?
It was in Thurrock. No. I couldn't, sadly, but it was. I tried to work out where he was going to be because the whole cabinet and everyone were going to be there. So I thought, well, let's try and get down there, but I couldn't allow.
John feels a bit more blue water than Thurrock,
So I didn't know until until he went there on Thursday. Oh, was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. I didn't know that like the entirety of Essex is Tory, like every single constituency.
As it stands, every single seat is Conservative. Yeah, but that's looking to change.
Bloody hell!
Yeah.
Why is that? Like, what's the actual? Is there like a social reason for that, or
Is there lots of lead in the water?
Well, they did originally say it was because of let me just think now. It was something to do with the fact that
Dickheads.
after the war and in the 50s and 60s, a lot of the London's overspill
East
went
End.
further out towards Essex, and as they've got older
Yeah.
and especially
Right.
under Thatcher,
Yeah.
we did all right round here under Thatcher. I hate saying that, but many did. We've got no coal pits around here, so
Right. Okay.
So that's the reason why there's still a lot of Tories in Essex, but that is thankfully starting to it looks like that's starting to change slowly, so that's good news.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Can we just
Brilliant.
once again praise the fact that my wonderful Yorkshire, as always, is God bless you, Yorkshire, is safe from these degradations of.
Is that because we're allowed to drink the water?
Yes.
You can drink the water in Yorkshire,
Yeah.
but looking at the map,
God,
it's-
I'm just
The
going to
water
salute
in
my
Yorkshire.
flag. I'm just going to God bless you, Yorkshire.
Here on Gallifrey, we are completely Tory free. I mean, we're planet free because we burnt, but we are Tory free.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we're in Durham City, where my constituency is. It's Tory free. And Liverpool, my city, is completely Tory free.
I live in the most Tory borough in London.
Oh, no. Scott has arrived. Hi, Scott. How you doing, mate?
Hi.
Hello.
I live
And also
in
Ollie.
Tory
Hi to
Heartland.
Ollie. It's got a couple of super chats before we go on. Puninator, first things first. Is that the TARDIS interior, Rachel? I knew you was a woman of culture.
I am a woman of culture. Oh, this is. We're just talking about it. This is either Tom Baker's or John Pertwee's interior. We're not quite sure.
Yeah.
I think it's a crossover, but we know that Tom Baker went for a bit of wood for a while.
Hey, he went for wood, did he?
Liked a
Ooh.
bit of wood paneling.
He liked a bit of wood for a while.
Yeah,
did he?
Tom lives near me.
Did he
as
have a
well.
phase?
And Tom Baker drinks in a pub.
Does he? I thought he lived in New Zealand. Has he moved back or something?
No, he lives near Tenterden in Kent.
Right.
He's a
shops in Wait-
Scouser.
Shops in
He's-
Waitrose.
Yeah, his autobiography. I don't really read autobiographies or biographies generally, but his is. He was in town when it was coming out, so I got a signed copy, and it's absolutely hilarious. Brilliant read.
Oh, so he's a Scouser. It should be hilarious.
Romana.
And also,
Vratnerlunda.
we've got a super chat from Sarah S. Thank you so much. That's really generous, really kind. Mental Health Week, and also Bash the Trans Week from the Tories, and it has been just relentless this week, really, hasn't it?
And
From
today
the
is
Tories and J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, and today is Ida Hobbit Day today.
It is. I the Hobbit,
Ida Hobbit.
which is the International Day
against
of
transphobia,
action
biphobia, and transphobia.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did it get that name? Just out of pure curiosity.
I think
it's
it was
the first
Gandalf
letters.
came out and said, Ida Hobbit, we're going to
Ida
be
Hobbit.
good to trans people and gay people and bi. And so that's how he came up with it.
It's my favourite joke in Futurama when they go to the fantasy world and he says, "Is that a hobbit?" And he says, "No, it's a hobo and a rabbit, but they're making a hobbit." But yeah, no, it's been absolutely relentless. And the thumbnail, if anyone saw it, was Esther McVeigh showing off with her rainbow lanyard. I mean, this is like really seriously. This is the thing that the Tories want to rip themselves apart.
Shocking
over?
comment-
I don't think they
shocking
do.
comment.
I think she just shot her mouth off and she didn't bother to ask anyone. Because the next day,
way.
Grant Shapps was being asked. He says, "I don't care what colour landlord do they wear." And Downing Street was saying, "We're not going to enforce a ban." But then they had to stick with it. So then you had Jake Berry. He's not even on the front bench anymore. But you had Jake Berry who's saying, "Oh, it's become a symbol of the left. It's become a symbol of that." It's never a symbol of the left.
How is it a symbol of the left?
Well, it can only become a symbol of the left if literally the whole of the right wing abandons, any support for the people it represents.
Also, it means that no gay people are Tories, which I kind of like that idea. Do you know what I mean?
But
Like,
also,
there are.
Exactly, there are.
They are scabs, but there are
there are great. There are several Tory MPs who are.
But it's
yeah, microfabric, winghead.
There's several. There's quite a few.
He's homosexual.
There's quite a
Crispin
few.
Blunt was gay. There were a lot of
One of the ones
He goes out with another MP, doesn't he?
No,
Didn't he?
Andy Street, Michael Fabricant.
Yeah.
His partner's Andy Street, so he's not in anything anymore. The One Nation Tories want him to become an MP so he can help out against the civil war that will be. I don't think it'll be a very long civil war. I think they're knackered.
Have you seen some of the Andy Street fan fiction that's came out in the past couple of weeks?
No, I don't think that would be my thing, if I'm honest.
what?
Good.
Tell me more. Tell me, what is this?
It's all about what Phil's just referenced. Or there's been a lot of, shall we say, salt coming primarily from Conservative Home, the premier salt mine after the local elections. God knows what it's going to be like after the GE, but it's going to be glorious.
Don't you think it's enough like the reality that Andy Street sleeps with microfabricant? That is a thing that actually happens on this planet.
That's why I moved to Gallifrey.
It's worse than any fan fiction that could be fucking written.
It raises questions about what the wig does during that.
It's on the side, isn't it? It's on the side.
Well, maybe it's like in ancient Egypt, because they had a phrase, "put your wig on," which was because they had to, have flies and stuff like that. But it was like an alluring thing. So a lot of the time they might not even wear the wig, but when they were having at it, they would put the wig on to make a special effort. So put your wig on was ancient Egyptian.
Maybe they got special wigs.
Do you fancy an early night?
Is that
he probably has a rainbow colored wig.
Is that where the name of the town Wigan came from?
I don't know.
That sounds very Tom Jones. Put your wig on.
Well, in Liverpool, if someone's getting very agitated, we go, "Hey, keep your wig on." So, Emma Price, thank you very much for the super chat. The people in the southwest who are being poisoned, have just been given over £100 in compensation. What the actual F? Yeah, I mean,
to buy ammonium.
I'm laughing, but I'm crying inside.
Wow.
Is this the real life, or is this your
It's
fantasy?
literally to buy ammonium. It's to buy ammonium and fresh water.
My God.
Look at Scott getting all libertarian on us.
Crisis, that's all you can, that's all you can buy with £100.
And the thing is,
literally ammonium and bottled water.
Or I suppose what the tablets you can use to try and purify the water.
Yeah.
But I mean, it would be very bad PR in election year if someone were to die because of this, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Very
bad.
It's coming. It's coming. Some old person who does not have the Constitution anymore is going to get this, and they're going to shit their life away.
Well, never fear, my southern brethren, because the geniuses in Arrogate have got the solution for you. It's called Yorkshire tea hard water version.
Water is quite hard around here.
Yeah.
Do you have hard water in Yorkshire then?
Yeah.
That sucks. That's one of the reasons I don't live down south.
That's
really
funny because you mentioned that. One part of this story that I heard was, I think it was one of the radio callers, something, actually said that at first when they got these symptoms, they were encouraged to drink more water.
Oh no!
You would be.
Oh no! Oh God, no!
The doctor was like, drink water.
What are we doing to ourselves?
Scott, I heard that same call.
call.
Same call.
God!
The thing is, you would though.
Yeah.
You would, with those symptoms, just like
more
gastroenteritis
of the
type
poison
stuff,
that
you
they
would be
put
encouraged
in
to
your
not
body
eat
now.
anything but to drink plenty of
Just
water.
Drink plenty of water, yeah.
Just hydrate.
Oh,
It's
you
all
just
right.
hydrate.
Yeah.
You need
Pretty-
some more
You
electrolytes.
need your electrolytes, yeah. Yeah.
Get it down, yeah.
Yeah. Well, 100
Oh my
quid.
God.
100 quid is trickle down pooenomics. It's working.
This is hideous. Can I just say I've got a few super chats to get through quickly. So thank you very much to Ivan again being super generous with a £20 super chat. Thank you. It's very Tory in Suffolk too. Luckily, my constituency of Ipswich is a swing seat and will definitely be moving the Tory Tom Hunt, the worst MP for Ipswich in living memory. Labour's Jack Abbott will be absolutely fantastic. So that's good news.
I can't
Absolutely.
say that particular word because I know I'll get us demonetized.
Yeah, just hold your horses on that for a moment. And Johnny Copperhead, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. I find it quite annoying that the loose women held Sunak to more account than any BBC journalist has ever wanted to. That is very.
Straight up.
It's the same.
straight
It's the
up.
same with local journalists. The reason is he's never going to be on their show again. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's access is the thing.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's access. As soon as they know that they're going to get a hard time, they will not go back.
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it's a one time only. A bit like when.
Backman dilemma.
Yeah, I don't think Rees Mogg is going to be inviting Marina Perkis back on his show anytime soon.
No.
Who was
But it
who
was,
was
sorry.
sorry, you go.
Well, it was just like Kathleen Stott when she was doing her I've Been Cancelled tour around every piece of media and every major newspaper and every.
They all do
I've
that,
been
don't they?
cancelled.
The
only-
fucking
yeah, yeah.
irony.
I've been cancelled tour
Well, the
around
only-
this
the only
morning,
person-
GMB.
Yeah, the only person that held her to account, the only person that pushed back and went, "You've not really been cancelled, have you?" Was Lorraine Kelly. Lorraine Kelly
Yeah.
was the only one who pushed back on her in the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
British
An
media.
ally.
Lorraine
No
Kelly's
way.
a fucking legend.
She is.
She's an ally,
Yeah.
though, isn't she? If I'm not mistaken.
We've got
I
some
was gonna
content-
say-
Sorry, yeah, go on.
No, I was just going to say, no, similar to, and somebody will have to remind me who the Prime Minister was. I can't remember if it was Johnson, if it was May, if it was Truss.
There's
but
been so
somebody,
many.
somebody went on, was it like Mumsnet or something? For like a round table.
Oh.
That
with
was Keir
Mumsnet.
Starmer.
Oh, they've all been on the Numsnet. They all do it.
But like somebody really mauled whoever it was.
Mm.
They were like really like going to town. And
I
then
think
I remember
it was
people
Keir
saying,
Starmer. I think it was
Was
Keir
it?
Starmer that got.
Oh yeah, I think
Oh,
He's
Yeah.
been on. I know he's been on, but I don't know.
it was Keir Starmer basically.
Yeah, and I think it was. Unfortunately, it was the trans issue.
Jocker.
oh, was it?
Yeah, well,
Mumsnet are
Mumsnet is
obsessed.
literally
Yeah.
Perth Island, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's her birthplace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want if you're an ally or you're trans, don't go on Mumsnet. It's disgusting.
It's like a bunch of mothers who are quite upset about the fact that their husbands aren't really pulling their weight and looking after the kids, so they take it out on trans people.
Yep.
It's a bit like when J.K. Rowling was assaulted, which is awful, and you don't want anyone to be assaulted, but she was assaulted by a cis man, and she's like, "That's it! I'm going to have it out with every trans woman."
Yeah.
Because that's the same thing in my head. But she's gone absolutely. It's Mental Health Awareness Week this week, and I think that there should be some kind of charitable whip round to the richest author in the world because she has completely lost it. She keeps doing tweets where she just says the same name over and over again. For some, I don't know if she's singing a song in her head or something. She's done it for Joanne. She's done it now for Julie. I think next she's got to go Jolene. Anyway, just one
I don't
second.
know because she blocked me.
Oh no!
Oh,
Badge of honor.
that's it.
Badge of honor.
Badge of honor, indeed.
Let's cancel her.
I wish someone would. Puninator, thank you very much for the £10 super chat. Going back to discussing local MPs. Oh, politics. I still think I have the worst one. An ex-Tory, ex-reclaim independent who is pro-Putin, anti-vax and pro-death penalty
We already know
for
who this is straight away.
NHS
Andrew Bridgen.
nurses. Now, Phil, do you know who? It's Andrew Bridgen.
Yeah, Andrew
Badge of
Bridgen.
Bridgen.
Yeah. What a horror. What a horror that man is.
Yeah, but
And
he's
he's-
also he'll be gone.
He's a bit like Graham Linehan, where, you know, when your wife and your children and everyone doesn't want to have anything to do with you, take the
I
hint.
can't say shit on here for that.
It's all right. I can't hear you anyway, Wayne. You got Metal Mickey again.
Did you vote for him? Did you vote? Did you vote for
You
Andrew
look
Bridgen?
like a member of the Happy Mondays.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no.
He's frozen.
No. No, I'm a write-off when it comes to local voting here.
What? Because everyone's a Tory.
Yeah, that's the same as me.
Everyone's a freaking
My
Tory.
MP's shit as well. Like he's done some really
Yeah,
like did some
pretty-
horrible stuff. I'm not going to say because I don't want to give away where I live, but yeah, if I say, give it away.
We haven't
there's
got-
always like I don't want to sound like I'm uncharacteristically like normally I'm pretty hopeless in terms of life, love, and the universe, but the town that I live in has been Tory for about I think it's about 30 or 40 years.
Right.
And it's turning. Like the poll for here, like the local elections, all of the Tory councillors were ejected. Like the polls now are looking like a Lib Dem or a Labour is going to get in. So, in fact, actually, I think it's leaning towards Labour. So, like, it's possible. No,
Let's hope it's not too tight that they knock each other out.
But I'm following James Baggs doing really well in Liz Truss's constituency. He's working really, but she's not been up there, but he's working really bloody hard. He's going.
Is she not
busy in America?
Hang on. Yeah, let's say is Liz Truss. You would think at the moment that Tory MPs that are under threat would actually be hammering the doorsteps in their constituency.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
trying to make as much money as she
Where
can.
she lives, though, doesn't she?
Again.
She doesn't know which county she's in, Liz Truss, does she?
Oh my God!
Right, I've got Miriam Cates next door.
Well played. Well played.
Senator.
I was the Prime Minister.
I didn't do anything wrong.
What about the
economy at all.
cheese?
It wasn't me. I didn't do that.
In France, they have cheese as well.
I mean, we
And
import
it's
two
at this
birds of
place.
action.
God,
They have perspiration. Oh, aspiration.
Pork markets.
pork markets, yay!
She's just. It's like there's a.
Delusional idiot.
I think there's a tiny alien inside of like controlling this body. That.
Well, I just think she will actually hopefully disappear if she loses because I don't see that she's any use to the far right unless she's an MP.
Yeah.
She's not clever enough or charismatic enough to be of any use outside of Parliament.
I
You're a
thoroughly
character.
agree. I think she was propped up, propelled to power by a largely compliant press
Yeah.
who were willing to wank themselves limp over a sort of Thatcher 2.0 wank fantasy.
So
like,
that's a really bad set of words to use.
Yeah, like she is nobody's white fantasy.
She's been the
Well,
She's
I don't
been
know,
around.
Jacob Rees-Mogg.
yeah.
What?
but
She's
she-
been around. What?
I'm just saying, like when she was
Been
not,
Quasi Kwarteng. There's a rumor about Quasi
Oh,
Kwarteng.
there wasn't there? Helen
Oh, they were
Quasi.
on the list.
Who
weren't
is
they?
she stuck with?
Yeah.
They were on the list.
Yeah.
Was it Michael Gove?
Goby,
No.
Goby, Goby.
I don't think Gove swings that way, mate.
This is going
We're
so
not
wrong
having
so
him.
quick.
What, for Quasi Kwarteng
He's
or
great.
for
Fuck
Liz
you,
Truss?
keep him.
That guy knows how to cut a rug on the dance floor.
Let's party.
I'm just saying, like Aide's choice of words is just like really bad when it comes to like put that in your search engine.
No.
No,
No, oh, no, you might end up on a list.
Yeah.
no. You know,
Not
some,
again.
some
Things
people,
not to search. Number one.
some
Yeah.
people celebrate my turn of phrase, but it's fine. It's fine that you didn't, Wayne. But no, I think she was saved or she was propelled by this sort of Tory penchant for symbolism and for wanting to hark back to Thatcherism, not because she actually had any substance or any charisma to her. And then once it all fell to pieces and she was ejected, I agree with Phil. I think now she's kind of a spent force. Probably the best thing she could do for her career right now is to go to America.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
She was the darling of Tufton Street, but not anymore.
Yeah, and people in America, they love our accent, don't they? They say, "Oh, I love your
Yeah,
accent."
The thing
Yeah, but
is,
she talks like that.
I know, but
she
they
was-
think
she-
they all
she
sound the
was-
same. It's really weird.
she was
They
a
think a Scouser
snide
sounds like a Cockney.
Therese May. A snide Therese May. Like, what? Come on. That's the level that you're at. Like,
Yeah.
Job
So-
on, love.
So what else has been in the news this week? I was going to mention the Trump trial because I feel like I have to. It's looking like Trump's going to get away with it.
No.
No, I don't think so.
No, I've been watching a lot of this trial.
Yeah.
Cohen's done really
Oh.
well. I mean, the cross-examination to sort of discredit him.
Yeah.
And that's what cross-examinations do.
It was successful yesterday. He caught him in a lie, or
but he's lying. But the fact
false
was, he's lying for
recollection.
Trump. He went to prison for Trump for doing
Yes.
something for Trump. Everybody gets
Yeah.
that. He wouldn't have paid the money to Stormy Daniels because for himself. Everyone
Yeah.
knows all the checks are there. Every fact he said, the prosecution had a piece of paper for it.
But
And they tried to discredit him on, but he went, "You called him a tangerine piece of shit," and he was like laughing. He went, "Yeah, that's probably something I would have said," and he kept saying, "Yeah, I'd have said that. Definitely called him that." Oh yeah, and the court were laughing.
Yeah.
And Trump was asleep. I think he's gonna.
yeah, but yesterday he was caught in a lie, and the defense lawyer went off going, "That is a lie!" Just channeling his inner Liz Truss there.
So what? That's
And
the whole
it-
thing. That is what
Yeah,
he
but
is.
but
The whole
it
thing
only
is a lie.
takes one juror to be swayed that
Yeah.
Michael Cohen's just got it in for Trump, and the whole case rests on Michael Cohen's testimony. I think he's going to walk. I think he's
But
going to
isn't
walk.
it-
Like they are
isn't it-
bent over backwards to just do everything that Trump wanted them to do.
Isn't there like a sort of level steep to this thing? Like, so, okay, if you believe that Michael Cohen just has it in for Trump, and then you go a level deeper and you go, okay, well, why would he have it in for Trump? Because he looked out for Trump.
Oh.
He made the payment and looked out for him, and Trump didn't back him up, and he
Exactly.
went to jail. So why would Trump
Yep.
not back him up?
And-
Why would this guy pay that money for Trump? Ergo, he's fucking guilty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Yeah.
And also, when Cohen was in prison, there was a time where he could have got out, and he did. And it was Bill Burr. He didn't allow the appeal to go through, and Cohen ended up doing a lot longer than he should have done in prison, and he's
Yeah.
bitter about it.
Yeah.
You should listen to the Mea Culpa podcast that Cohen does. I download that every week. It's brilliant. You know, he effing blinds more than I do, and I
good man.
yeah, I grew up on the shop floor of British Aerospace, but he's got a turn of phrase that is hilarious. And he's reformed. I mean, he wasn't a saint. He was never a saint.
Does he ever wheel out Thatcher wank fantasy?
No, I don't think he
Well,
does.
then.
That's just your way.
Yeah, that's just special aid stuff.
Right. I think, like, how have we got demonetized for my language when you say that shit?
You get away with it.
You gotta
Do you
be-
know what I mean?
do you know what my secret is with not getting demonetized with this stuff? Is like, if you use English swear words or more English swear words, then you're actually okay. You can say bellend and wank, but
Yeah.
like you can't say.
Dude,
It's a double-edged sword, though. It is a
I'm
double-edged
literally dropping
sword.
C-bombs like Israel.
Because if you use a certain word that we use as slang for a cigarette, as a cigarette,
Sure.
Oh,
they hate that.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that's true. That's
Or
true.
a garden implement with a hole at the end.
Yeah.
There you go.
my
Yeah.
favourite
We're
gardening
learning lots
implement.
tonight.
Don't make fun of my country. I'm not having it. Shut up.
Hang on, one sec. Jacob, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. Do you think Labour will bring us into the EEA? No.
Only if it's via this Macron plan.
Yeah,
There's-
which is
it's
not gonna be
actually
the EEA.
harder to join the
Oh, well, it would
EEA
be,
than
yeah.
it is the EU.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
But,
to join the EU, you just need everyone in the EU to say, yeah, cool. To join the EEA, you would need everyone in EFTA to do so as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like extra
And
votes.
that they are like proper strict on who they
I don't
want.
blame them. So, yeah, only if we have this outer tier thing take off.
Yeah, so the outer tier idea is there's going to be this
It's
level
economic
of-
alignment, but not political
Yeah.
alignment.
Yeah, which is going to be what Moldova and Ukraine
Ukraine,
and
hopefully.
Serbia and Bosnia-Herzegovina and all the countries that are trying to get into the EU are more likely to get into in the interim of them joining the EU proper. And they'll do it. I think
Maybe
it'll happen in
Georgia
the next
as
5
well.
years. I think in the next 5 years. Aid Thompson is asking in the chat who will come in capital. So I guess he's shouting, who would come to see a band called Thatcher Fantasy?
You would. You would. Don't tell me you wouldn't go to see that band.
I'd
I should
go.
work in PR. I should work in like band A&R stuff.
If it's any consolation, I have seen a band that have done a song very similarly titled to that, and which I think some of you might know who they are. They're from Basildon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Kay
Yeah.
and the gang.
Yeah. I
Yes, what band
can't
is
I
that?
can't even say that word because I'll get
No.
blamed for
You can't say the name of the band.
No, you
No,
can't. No.
no,
no.
not until after maybe 10 o'clock.
So
when they stop watching.
Is there
After 10
a
o'clock somewhere.
watershed? Is there a watershed on
I
YouTube?
don't think
No.
that makes sense.
Not really.
There's a
There's
rumor
there's
that
never a watershed on YouTube.
yeah, there's a rumor that if you don't swear in the first sort of half hour, 1 hour of a show,
Yeah.
then
Right.
you're peachy. Then you're peachy.
All
Talking
right.
about not swearing for an hour, I got me stuff back from the Guinness World Records finally about doing the world's longest live stream.
Oh god.
I've got my rules and regulations off
Okay.
Guinness for what I need to do.
Wow.
So the good news is that other people can do it with me. I can have guests on, but no one's allowed to talk for 5 minutes with. And I'm allowed 5 minutes without talking, except for me. And I'm allowed 5 minutes rest break every hour, and I can bank them. So if I go for like 6 hours without a break, I can have a half hour sleep.
Ain't Moyle's done this?
Nope, no one's done it.
And that's just how
The record is yet to be broken, and I intend to do it. For 45 hours and 45 minutes is what they want me to
Well,
go for.
you'll
Okay.
either do it or you'll find out why it's not been done before.
I think I'll do it. I've
I
partied
think,
for
I
2
think that
nights
sounds like
before.
a challenge to Graham, though.
Well, a
Like,
few of us were hardcore on the council elections, if I remember.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were like local elections. I mean, come on. Imagine when it's a
I
proper
tried it
election.
and I gave up at about 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, screw this, I'm back in it.
Well, I was going to do it over the general election, but because they won't tell us when it's going to be, and I won't have much time to prep, I'm going to make it the American election. I'm going to do a 48-hour
Oh
marathon
no,
for the American
don't.
election. What?
You might be able to do both.
Wayne's
You may
just turned
start
into a
with one
Dalek.
election and then go on to the next.
Wayne's turned into a sad Dalek. Oh, no.
I have to bring up what my friend has just sent me, and I have to sort of inflict it upon you now, because I'm just too curious
Oh,
about
God,
this.
no, it's not about Thatcher and fantasy. No.
It's not
Oh,
a
no.
dick pic, is it?
It is quite fantasy, but it's more fighting fantasy. If many of you remember those books where you could sort of flick through the books and choose your own adventure.
how about
Turns
choose your
out-
adventure?
Someone has written one about Boris Johnson,
Oh no.
where
Oh,
you
no.
two can take back control.
What, like a choose your own adventure book, but
Yeah.
it's Boris Johnson?
Yeah.
So is it like blowjob
I wanna buy that.
off your mistress or line of gack?
No,
you go
it's
to a
called
different-
Boris Johnson, the never-ending Tory. Adventures where you take back control.
I want to buy that. Is that on Amazon?
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna look this.
That's a
shit up.
song, isn't it?
I'm
Never-
going to write the Liz Truss one.
Three-
Appear to have,
It's
appear
gonna
to have
be
4.5 stars.
Liz
that
Truss.
video.
I noted it down here.
Liz Truss, choose your own
John,
adventure.
I'll do the score. I'll do the
Um,
score. I've got a
right,
guitar
you
right
What
now.
markets on
seems-
cheese?
It
Anyone
seems to have
else
Liz
seen
Truss as a sort of Medusa type figure.
And the Gove
That-
Goblin.
This can't be real. This can't be real.
Because can you imagine that you could go into the realms of fantasy? I went through a door and there was a Baphomet looking at me that looked like Michael Gove, and I didn't know what to do.
It
What
is
should I
I
do?
there.
thought-
Oh my
why
Or should I
me?
feed it cheese?
Yeah.
God, the never-ending glory.
You
Turn
tried to
page
order
24
some
to throw the
Couple of
Ocado.
years, guys. This has been out for a couple of years.
And then you realise that it's imported cheese. A, you
Oh.
think that's a disgrace, or B,
Ah.
to
Is
eat
a disgrace.
I do like this tagline though. Packed
Got
with
300
packed
million
with
endings.
350 million endings. Asterisk. This figure may be misleading.
Thank you very much to Ivan. Ivan Bros. Again, very generous. Thank you. I have booked my dog in at the vet's today for a scale and polish treatment on his teeth. This is in 2 weeks' time. No such luck for humans, though, because of the Tory dental desert.
Yeah.
Reminds me, I've got
That is
an
very
appointment.
true.
When they're at the dog's mouth, you just need to nip in there and go, "Go on, do me, go on," and just just push the dog out of the way at the last moment.
Has everyone here got a dentist? Have you all got like someone?
I have.
you
I
can
need
go
to make an
I
appointment.
do,
Actually.
but I haven't called them for a while.
My
But
dentist
it's-
is private.
It's 2 places I lived away because
Oh,
I
wow.
haven't been able to get one of the
Not
last
been
2
able to
times I moved.
change.
No.
So how far is it? Is it like you got to drive 50 miles to go to the dentist?
Not quite 50 miles, no, but it's about 30, 40 minutes drive.
Well, it's got to be about 25 miles, so it's there and back.
Yeah. It's
50
I'm
miles.
smacked
It's a fair distance.
I haven't been to the dentist in 20 years.
Well, that's because you've got gold teeth. You don't need to see the dentist.
What are you trying to say?
He's like Jaws from James Bond. They just bite you. That's a big thing in Uzbekistan. You know, everyone's got gold teeth in Uzbekistan.
Really?
Yeah, like old people have got gold teeth. You see these little old grannies, and you smile at them, and you smile back, and they look like fucking Goldie. Anyway, Pete Puddinator, thank you very much for the £2 super chat.
No,
Liz Truss's should be 10 years to find the West? ?
Yeah, Liz Truss and Journey to the West.
It's just a picture of her on the cover with a compass.
that's a good shout.
I don't mind if she goes west. She can go west.
Yeah.
I think her constituency is Norfolk West. I think genuinely, or Suffolk West or something.
It's definitely one of the Norfolk ones.
Southwest Norfolk. Southwest Norfolk.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Yeah, versus the turnip mafia.
I'm down a rabbit hole, guys.
James Bag, get him going, get that vote going. He's
Down a rabbit hole because it's obviously giving you suggestions on this Boris book.
Because she will be, if there is to be a Portillo moment, it will be her.
Oh yeah,
because she, it would be surprising to a lot of people, and she intends to shape the future of the Conservative Party after the election. She'll be able to.
I'm assuming Kate's will lose because she's a 2019. I just want the Badenoch to go. I mean, that's my Portillo. The Badenoch.
Yeah, she's a tough one.
That's a tough one because that's Saffron White's here. That's Northwest Essex.
Get working on it.
It's also that Labour and the Lib Dems, it's like hard to know which one you would back.
Yeah, because you've got the very south of the constituency is very Lib Dem because it's part of Chelmsford. Whereas the north constituency is very, very rural. And you've got
CB10.
So they're going to knock each other out.
Here's what I don't understand. It's like, so you've got the rural districts, but then even in the rural districts, like the Tories have polluted it with sewage and...
Well, that's why they're losing in the rural areas.
But
they're not.
But some people are just really tribal.
Right.
But you look where Liz Truss is, and you look at James Bagg stuff and everybody, and a lot of people are pissed off with Liz. She's never there. She's completely nuts. And then you've got Badenoch's obsession with toilets. That's all she bangs on about. She does bad trade deals and she bangs on about toilets. If that was my MP, even though I was a Tory, I'd probably go and vote Lib Dem. I'd just go and vote something that was like me, but not me. And why do they even think she's a good MP?
I think Lib Dem are going to be the ones to go for in her seat. I do, because they were second last time. I'm still thinking, because
I've got a question.
So
I've got a question. After I do the super chat from Questionable Absanity, a lesson in censorship evasion can be had from the Super Bowl advert from Reebok, where Terry Tate is hired by Felcher and Son. Yikes! If you know what felching is, well, you possibly shouldn't. No, right. So if you know the answer to this question, please don't answer, because I want you to try and guess. Kemi Badenoch has claimed that something that we can do now in the UK is a Brexit benefit. Can anyone guess what this Brexit benefit might be? I'll give you
down the street.
Pardon? What was that, Scott?
Walking down the street.
Almost. You're on the right lines.
Breathing.
Almost, yeah. But walking down the street, you're right with streets. Something to do with the streets that we can now do because we're not part of your...
this will be like the street. It's the pavement restaurant thingy, isn't it?
Yes! We can now eat al fresco because they got rid of those pesky EU rules saying we can't eat
when they famously do that in France.
Yeah, and Spain, and Greece, and Italy.
And the reason we don't do it here is because we occasionally get an odd spot of precipitation.
Yeah. Or a lorry might come
and the fact that the pavements aren't big enough.
Yeah.
This is Kemi Badenoch. This is what she said, that this is a new Brexit freedom, that we can have our food on the pavements.
Yeah.
Like
I
in
agree
France.
With Scott. There's a micro pump. From me. They've tried to get this done for years, and the council won't allow them to do it because the pavement's
can't
too
walk
short.
through it. Remember when a lot of the over lockdown and a lot of the they said certain restaurants could open if they could serve outside. Well, what restaurants did on like local high streets around here is they just moved everything out onto the sidewalk pavements. Sorry, I know how you Brits get. They did their
Sidewalk.
round.
Right.
How dare you?
Don't
How
start, Rob. Don't start.
How dare I?
You know
Right?
what? There's
At
some
the moment, there's going to be
Americanisms
knock
in
at
my
Scott
head.
Yeah,
Storm. The
here
police
we
are
go.
going to come in.
But sidewalk, I'm all on
Pavement.
top of because it's the bit on
Pavement.
the side where you walk. So
Yeah.
I'm absolutely fine with sidewalk.
There's an episode. I mean, I'm showing my age now of Brushstrokes, which was a great comedy.
Yay!
And there's an episode where the bar guy in there, he goes, "Oh, I've gone cunting."
Elmo.
Elmo.
That's right, Elmo, and he puts the tables on the pavement, and then his Brushstrokes guy is going to sit down. He goes, "I'll just get a drink," and a lorry goes past, hooks one of the chairs from the takes it off up the road. He goes, "I was going to sit there," but it's just a really funny.
It was like that. We were literally sitting next to the road, and there's cars going by.
Yeah,
But then you couldn't walk through it because it was just.
But I'm all for reclaiming the streets. I think streets, especially in a city centre, should be taken off the cars. There is no reason why cars and buses and trucks need to drive down Oxford Street in London. It just
Well, they have to
Agreed.
deliver
Agreed.
shit.
no, in the morning at like 6 o'clock when there's no one
Yeah,
there.
there's loads of
Working
pedestrianised
yourself at
towns.
6 o'clock in the morning on Oxford
Up
Street.
here, there's loads of towns that pedestrianise. You just have like bollards that, like you say, early in
rise
the morning
up.
they come
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
to do the deliveries, back up again
That's
during
it.
the day. It's pedestrianised.
There is literally no reason. There should be like a mini bus for disabled people that goes down there, and you can get on if you're disabled, and it's only for disabled people. Everyone else can freaking walk. Ah! I just get a bit upset about the fact that we bend over backwards to accommodate cars when I don't think that we should.
Yeah,
Oh dear, someone's Googled felching. I'm so sorry. Don't.
Oh,
Don't-
no,
do
no,
Well,
no.
that's your recommendations.
No, he did not tell him to Google it. That was done on that person's own accord, and so be it.
Oh well, they're
Yeah,
never
but
going to recover.
To be fair, Graham did actually sort of like say, "Don't do that."
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
telling the internet not to do something usually invites them to do exactly what you told them not to do.
And John Morton in the chat, don't know who he is, but he says, I'm having Thatcher Wan Fantasy as an AI band name for top of the AI pops. and Christina
Bang,
Cash
man.
is there from Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, Christine. She's watching from the US of A. We were just talking about that. So
Yeehaw!
FM Stuck is saying, move on, please. Move on. So can we talk a little bit? So we talk about our favourite stories of the week. Does anyone have a favourite story this week that they want to talk about? John, you're
Yes.
nodding. Yes.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So the Conservative head office promo PR people. I don't know if you saw it, but they made all the MPs put out an image of Keir Starmer wearing a dummy, and with did any of you see that?
I saw
where
the guy who's going to represent Milton Keynes is going to get his
Johnny
arse
Luck.
handed to him.
Johnny
Yeah,
Luck
that's him.
reposted it. Apparently, where it's Johnny Luck that I'd seen it, where he'd done this image, but apparently it was. I'm not sure.
Oh, hello.
Oh no.
Oh.
John's frozen.
In
Oh my
Central-
God.
I know you froze,
Uh-oh.
John.
Uh-oh.
You gotta.
No.
We lost the last few seconds of what you said.
He's gone
John's got Wayne
Yeah.
internet.
Is he next door to you, Wayne? Is he robbing your internet? Look, Adrian's just pissed off. Look, Adrian's just gone, I can't be arsed with
Either
this
that or MC Ushers.
amateur
coming
shit.
in.
Well,
Does Essex have internet?
while we're trying to get John's internet back, while he's dealing with the technical gremlins, I just want to say thank you to Puninator for the £2 super chat. Everyone's ideal Tory target seat. I want Sunak's. So quickly, I want to see Rees-Mogg lose. Phil, who's your ideal?
I would
Tory
actually
target?
go for Kemi Badnock because that's going to be a tough one to get rid of. Not because of her. Like Rees-Mogg's probably going to lose. Rishi Sunak might or might not, but he's going anyway.
I want to watch.
But in terms of someone who can cause damage later, I would say Kemi Badnock.
Yeah.
Can be Badnock. Rachel, anyone which Tories do you want to see
Badnock,
lose?
Definitely Badnock.
Badnock.
Yeah.
Okay, Age Chair, you got anything to say for yourself?
No.
Bowler Hatman. Age, you're
Yo,
back.
yo,
We were
yo.
just talking about you. So which Tory are you looking forward to seeing lose the most?
Oh Lord. I'd like to see Jacob Rees-Mogg turfed out. I'd like to see. I know we were talking about Kemi Badenoch earlier. That would be a good one. And Truss, but Badenoch and Truss are both quite tricky to oust.
Yeah,
because of where they're from.
It'd be nice to see them go.
Jeremy Hunt, I think, would be really good because he is just it. I don't think it used to be a marginal, but I think now the appetite to
No, it is now.
Jeremy Hunt is likely to lose.
Yeah,
so he's put 100 grand. 100 grand of his own money in to his own campaign.
And that'd be great to see him lose that money. That would be quite satisfying as well, knowing he's lost that money. It's satisfying when a candidate loses the deposit, but that's not £100,000. Okay, Ollie, Bowler Hat Man, which Tory
well, we've already mentioned quite a few people, but I'm going to go for the MP next door, and that's Miriam Cates.
Oh God, I hate her. Oh, she's so awful.
Yes, the MP for Penistone Stocksbridge.
Penis
door.
Stone. Penis Stone.
And like I say, hopefully the polls aren't looking good for her either. But it would be really fun to see her concession speech. It's probably going to be like Susan Hall's.
Yeah.
Scott, have you got a concession speech?
I want to watch Jonathan Gullis cry like.
Oh, Stoke on Trent. See you later. That'd be nice. Wayne, who have you got? Can you see?
I've got to go for my local.
Oh no, we're losing your internet, mate.
Can we just get some super chats to fund Wayne's give him a dongle? Can we give him a dongle?
Can we buy a dongle for Wayne?
Okay. Right. So Stephen Metcalfe is my local MP.
Stephen
Get rid.
Metcalfe. Okay.
Bye.
John, who do you want to see go?
I'd love to see Andrea Jenkins go because of the way she reacted when she beat Ed Balls when she got it in the first place. She was really, really scummy the way she sort of handled
she's a
that.
very scummy
I think
person.
it'd be nice to see her cry.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see all this sort of Esther McVeigh's and all that lot go as well.
Oh, McVeigh would be brilliant. But that's Tatton, which I think is that's really quite safe. I can't see McVeigh.
Mark Francois. That would be just orgasmic.
This election is going to be a lot of fun when we finally get it.
Francois ain't going to be knocked out though, because
he's pretty much
because he'll get up again.
My God, it'd be brilliant to see.
But this front bench we got now, the bottom of the barrel.
No, he's Rayleigh. He's Rayleigh.
Yeah, Rayleigh and Wickford. That's what I'm saying. Rayleigh is moving a little bit Lib Dem, isn't it, Rayleigh? But Wickford is just pure.
Don't tell me Billericay's still 100% Tory, is it? It was when I lived in Essex.
Massive, mate. Massive.
Yeah, I thought so. Stronghold. It's where they'll take the V2s back and fight their last stand.
You could get rid of Mark Francois, but you would have to rent a Spitfire and then lead a trail of bunting into it.
And then wire it up to explode once he climbs into the cockpit.
Oh well, I wasn't going to get that violent, but I was just going to say if you could just fly him off. Away.
That's much nicer. Yes, that's what I meant.
Bye, Mark. Bye now.
It'd be explode
off into the sun.
Do you know what he would do one in the Vulcan from Southend Airport?
Yeah.
He'd be like,
they're firing it up tomorrow.
Hey,
are they really?
They are. They're going to fire it up. They're going to do it live. It's a Facebook Live tomorrow. They're going to fire up the Vulcan.
Ooh,
apparently.
Wow!
Like what Kirk did.
I don't know what any of this means.
He's already dead.
What does any of this mean? Fire up the what?
Vulcan aeroplane. The Vulcan bomber. There's only
I thought it was Spock. I thought they were going to fire up Spock.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Cold War aeroplane.
Give him some Bacardi spiced gin, and he just goes mental.
My wife for my 50th bought me a flight in a Vulcan, in a simulator.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I thought. Sorry, you go.
I was just going to do super chat, so just say what you're going to say because super chat's going to be done.
I was just going to say fire out the Vulcan, like Scott was saying. It sounds like sort of resurrecting Spock, doesn't it? Fire him up. Come on, wake him up.
Star Trek 3, resurrect the Vulcan.
I'm a Victor girl.
Come on.
So, Alec Barrett, thank you very much. My town centre is pedestrianised between 9 and 6 with gates. So same in Liverpool. Bold Street is pedestrianised. Church Street is pedestrianised. Yeah, and you can get in the morning to deliver stuff, and then once it's all delivered, that's it. You have to stay there. And Johnny Copperhead is saying, isn't Felching a village in Essex, or am I thinking of Felsted? One of the two.
Right, that fella is getting me like on my way to have a dust up.
Dust up.
No, that's fingering hoe. Fingering hoe.
Fingering hoe.
Fingering hoe.
Talking about hilarious names, Questionable Absanity's dropped £2 in the Super Chat fund. Isn't Penis Stone the sound of playing the banjo? Is it?
It is quite rural.
Is it?
Yeah.
Have you got a real pretty mouth?
No.
Hey.
Well, you know.
Feel like a pig.
Right, anyway, we were in the middle of John telling us what his story of the week was, and he got mercilessly cut off by the Tory GCHQ bunch.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. My internet's pretty good, isn't it? So I don't know. What
Yeah. By the way, fingering hoe is right next to Wiven hoe.
It is, yes. Well, near it. Yeah. No, just Johnny Luck, the MP. Sorry, the MP. No chance. The Conservative PPC for Milton Keynes Central, I think he's going for. And when Keir Starmer did his 6 pledges, they apparently it was CCHQ or someone there has made a very a picture of Keir Starmer as a baby with a dummy in his mouth and little blocks next to him. Which just to say, these pledges are, really, really simple or something. And the absolute, and Tories get some pretty immensely brilliant responses on Twitter, don't they? But Johnny Luck has they were literally local Tories sort of going, well, I was kind of considering even voting for you, but not after this. That is just pure old crap, mate. You've lost it. So if you get a chance, Johnny Luck, Milton Keynes, go and have a look. Because he's just, if anyone's lost an election right in front of you,
well, he was on to a
he was gone anyway. But I mean,
the thing is, this is what I keep saying about this. What they were doing was just, I ended up with one of these cards. They're ridiculing the My First Steps bit. And it sounds a bit silly, but they have spent ages researching this. They have spent a lot of time with focus groups, other polling, finding out exactly which of their policies are the shiniest to their target swing voters. So instead of coming up with something to sort of add to it, Labour know that these appeal to those swing voters. That's the problem the Tories are going to have to deal with. And just ridiculing it may work for people who are going to vote for them anyway, or are already going to vote for Labour, who will look at it and go, yeah, it's a bit silly. But it's not going to work on the people they're supposed to be trying to win back. Except they're not. They're trying to win back for some reason the Reform UK voters.
Jacob,
they're whining about Labour, but focusing on Reform UK's voters.
Yeah. Jacob in the chat, thank you very much for the super chat, mate. Jacob Ferren. The Conservatives have been corrupt since the first Tory party was about in the 18th century, yet people never seem to learn. Yeah. Anyway, who wants to go next with the story of the week? Do you want to go next, as you normally have to disappear by 10?
I do. Yeah. Let me think.
Think while you drink. Drink while you think.
I've got a drink.
Oh, well, drink while you think.
My mind's gone blank. Somebody else can go.
Okay. Anyone else got a story that they want to talk about from this week?
Oh, yeah, I could do. In terms of one that probably would have gone under the radar a little bit because of everything else. Last week, because we had this situation, Rwanda bill goes through, and then they start doing the dawn raids to collect all the people they want to send to Rwanda. And then some go, right, we're off to Ireland. And all the Tories are going, it's working. Look, they're all off to Ireland. It's off our hands, not a problem. And other people go, well, actually, the terms of our common travel area agreement would stipulate that we have to take them back. And Rishi Sunak's going, no, we're not going to take them back. We're not going to take them back. Yeah, this week been taking them back. So that didn't take long.
Oh, blimey. Rachel, have you got any stories this week that you want to talk about?
Yeah, they're not jolly. We had the Operation Lanyard, and all my friends in the civil service said we're ignoring that. And Ashley McVeigh, talking common sense, said, no EDI, all that woke stuff. Well, they're carrying on with the EDI as well. So that nothing changed in the civil service. Then you look at then Kemi had changed the planning regs about you have to have single sex loos in restaurants, but there can be provision for special loo, super loos with a sink. And I sent you the video on the chat, but actually the super loo is a gender neutral loo. And most people are beginning to build those into new blocks anyway. So nothing essentially had really changed. And buildings that have already only got one loo can only have one loo. So nothing changed. So nothing changed with that policy announcement. Then we had the Section 28 in schools for trans people. And the teaching unions are saying we're going to carry it. We weren't teaching 75 genders. That was a lie. That's from an Isle of Man paper that was defunct. Rishi lied on Loose Women yesterday about that.
What is it? Where does this come from? Because George Galloway said that as well.
It's a made-up thing. It's not.
I know, but like, where did it come from? Was it just some like fever dream?
There was some paper that was written on the Isle of Man, and it was all deflunked, and it was just bollocks. I mean, gender is a spectrum, and lots of people identify along a spectrum, but we don't go around listing them all. In fact, Gen Z is trying to get past the labeling and just say, "I'm trans, leave me alone," and just kill me by my name and my pronouns, and that's basically where we're going. But the Tories love labels. But the 75 genders was never a thing. Teachers don't teach that. They teach that trans people exist. They get asked the question, it's not on the syllabus. Right, today is maths and algebra and trans people exist. It doesn't happen like that. They ask a question. They talk about why does that person got two daddies or two mummies? But it's not like a hardcore. And teachers are just going to carry on the way they are. The unions are going to carry on the way they are. 75 genders was a big lie, so nothing's going to change. But it's all just, the culture wars. So we've had lanyards, planning regs on loos that already exist and not going to change. And then we've got the Section 28. It's just cruelty. It's just mean. There are lots of nasty surveys, which we talked about on the intersection on Wednesday. But they are just. I thought when Lee Anderson said, "Oh, culture wars and trans people," well, yeah, he wasn't joking. I didn't think it was going to be this bad, and we haven't geared up for the full push yet. But it's not. But they're not. People aren't biting down on it. I live in the strongest Tory stronghold in the country, and everybody around here is just sick of it. It's not biting. And Suella's flown in her assistant as our proposed MP for the Tories, and they're pretty pro-trans actually. Even though I'm not gonna, it's not gonna be great. But she worked for Suella, but they're sick of the culture wars. Labour haven't put a candidate in down here yet. The Reform have as well. But round here in the what is the Führer bunker of Tory strong, they are not. It's not biting, and they're sick of it, and they're all one nation around here, and they're just sick of it. I don't know. So those are the three. It's battering and it's exhausting, and trans people are tired and sick and worried. But we just battle on. The NHS is the worst. The NHS are the ones that are really attacking trans people, and their whole constitutional change is going to be.
When you say about the one nation, so where you got areas that are still very Tory, but it's like one nation Tories. I wonder what's going to happen, because like that spat that Jacob Rees-Mogg had with Ben Habib, and Ben Habib spelled it out, and it's quite clear what Reform UK want to do anyway. Because Ben Habib actually said to him, he says, "Jacob, mate, we're Brexit bros, right? And I love you, and Priti Patel and all the rest of it, but your party don't keep its promises." And he moved on to Brexit, and he said, "How can a party serious about Brexit have anyone that supported Remain?" He said, "You need to bin all the one nation Tories." And that's where they're going. You can see Reform UK wants to claim to the Conservatives that they've cost them the election and will continue to cost them the election until they do what they say and what they want them to do. Yeah, but you say that. So what they want them to do is to purge the party of those one nation Tories.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what happens in areas like that are still very Tory.
Yeah,
if that actually happens.
I mean, I'm only speaking for my area, but most of the people I know, they are, they're all, it's agricultural. It's lots of farmers. I mean, they all, they're very UKIP and One Nation around here, but they are. I mean, I think some of them have switched back to One Nation, but I think that they've always been quite strong. This area, I just don't think, and it's only my feeling, I just don't think they're as cruel as the right half of the party. They're not as cruel as Reform. I've not anybody around, apart from the one person who said, "Oh, they're coming off the boats getting houses and Mercedes." That one person I mentioned the other week. But I just can't see it. I just think either Liberals are going to do very well, or all the One Nation. With Dominic Cummings opening his stupid party, you've got Reform, you've got the whatever the nastiness the Conservatives become. Maybe there's a room for a central right, normal conservatism party somewhere that isn't Dominic Cummings' nutjob party. What's left. I
It's
think
really hard to start up. They'd be more likely
know.
to move to the Lib Dems that have
Yeah.
already got
Yeah.
some infrastructure, and
I
that
think
might
it's gonna be a
move.
bloody
That
battle.
might
It's gonna
move
be-
the Liberal Democrats to that
Yeah.
sort of more centre right.
Yeah, I
position.
hope that there's that True and Fair party as well. That what's her name started it.
Gina Miller.
Yeah.
It'll never. These things will never get
No,
off the ground.
no.
No.
Reform UK should not have ever got off the ground. It's only because they're platformed on the mainstream media,
Yeah.
and they shouldn't be. But if they hadn't been, they'd be nowhere as well. You can't. It's really difficult to get anywhere with a new party.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the mainstream media absolutely loves the platform refuck. And Lawrence Fox, he gets on the TV every day.
But that's but a normal party. won't.
It's because they're box office, aren't they? Like if you get a Richard Tice or a Farage or a Lawrence Fox on,
100%.
they're gonna say
100%.
something controversial, salacious, offensive, outrageous.
Yeah.
People are then going to clip it, put it on Twitter, and go, "I can't believe this guy said that on Question."
Yeah.
That's basically Lawrence Fox's entire career for the last like 3
Yeah,
years, right?
That's his version on their trial. But
Wayne, you break it up.
that
Wayne.
you're going to have is you are never going to get any sort
No.
Oh, he's gone. Wayne,
Always
you broke
the
it up
way.
again.
Yeah.
Always the way. Let's do
the
a
problem
couple.
that you're going to have.
Oh, he's back.
He's back.
Oh, no.
Wait, we can't hear you. Right,
Lagging.
I'll do a couple of super chats while
no,
Wayne's getting the message.
Problem you're going
No, he's still talking.
Okay.
Wayne, we can't hear you. He's got his arms folded. Okay. Super chat from Badbones777. This is a bit of a while ago. Thank you very much. My first steps also reinforces there's more to come. And also from Todd Shepherd. Thank you very much for your first super chat. Your little super chat logo. Thank you, sir. Wayne, have you adjusted your internet, or are you still?
I've just put another bag in.
Yeah.
So
Put another lump of coal on your internet.
so basically, what I'm saying is, you're not going to get anyone. You're not going to get any sort of like new party coming from like the northwest. Everything is like geographically like subjugated to London and the home counties.
Yeah.
That's it. You are not going to get anyone. Like, look at all the people that we've spoke about. Lawrence Fox, Nigel Farage. Where are they located? Yeah, this manner.
Metropolitan elites.
You can't do it. You can't do it.
Well, not the Northwest, but the Northeast. Cummings is trying to make a new party called the Placeholder Name Party or something. And it's going to be more Tory than the Tories, apparently.
Yeah, it's more reform than reform if you look at it, really. It's not good. It's not pleasant.
Who sang More Human Than Human? Oh, God, that's going to annoy me now.
Zombie.
White Zombie. Great song. More Tory than Tory. Tory.
The thing is, they're
Wow.
chasing an ever smaller number of voters.
Yeah. This is what I always go on about. It's like every time Reform pull them further to the right, they keep appeasing them. They keep placating them. But that market of voter becomes nicher and more batshit.
Yeah.
And so everybody within the Conservative Party and their wider electorate, their supporters are just like, well, this is getting crazy. So then they actually, weirdly, ironically, and this is uncomfortable
That's never
for some.
going to fit in a CD player.
For some,
You can't park here, mate.
That's so cool. Yellow vinyl. Sorry, Aid. Go on. What were you saying?
No, I was just going to say, like, so for some, like the traditional home for sort of disaffected Conservative voters, you would think might be the Lib Dems as a protest vote. But now there's a lot of people saying, actually, as Keir Starmer's come out and saying, we're actually really the real Conservative Party, and adopting that flag-loving space and trying to keep things like fiscally responsible, that actually Labour are picking up a lot of those disaffected voters. And I think there's something in that. I think it's like people, like my brother, I always wheel him out as an example. He used to be a small C Conservative, and he used to hang out in a Conservative club in Maidenhead, and he's met Theresa May a bunch of times. He used to go out doorstepping for them because he ideologically used to look at it like, I believe that you make something of yourself, you take care of your family, and then the state doesn't reach out and start messing in your business. Like that was his ideology.
Hmm.
And then as time has gone on, the Conservative Party have got weirder and insaner. And now he's like, I don't know what happened to them. I just
that's what's happening around here.
So now he's like, I could not imagine ever voting for them again until they really get their act together. And I think that's, you know, I don't know if he'd ever vote Labour, but I couldn't see him vote Tory.
That's good enough.
That's why the Lynn Dems would do well. But the other thing I wanted to go back to was the media, because the media in America, right, they're treating that election as a normal election. So they're not talking about the crap stuff that Trump is doing or Project 2025 and all that shit. And the fact is, the head of CNN and the MSNBC and Trump's going to lock them up, put them away. He's going to close the networks down that oppose him. He's only going to do that stuff. Here, this is what we're a long way off that. But you know that our media isn't going after the batshit stuff. They're not calling out. They're not being the police they should be. So the more right, if we ever did get another right-wing batshit party in and they start doing more suppression, it's going to start affecting the way that they want to be as media. And it does feel that long term, their long-term interests are going to be at risk if they don't actually step up and do their bloody jobs instead of attacking trans people and banging on about how great Brexit was.
But I think they're so deep in the tribalism, even like the institutions, that I don't hold an awful lot of hope for that being resolved. I think when you are a Telegraph or a Mail or Express, I think I mentioned this on a tweet thread earlier. I was like, they don't care about getting to the truth anymore or exposing or qualifying what somebody is saying in a Sunak speech about what Labour are planning, or in a Jeremy Hunt speech about what Labour will be forced to do after they get into power. They don't care about qualifying any of it. All they care about is like, he said that, he's got a blue tie on, and that's attacking the guy with the red tie on. So we'll just say what he said, and then that'll get rid of the red team because we're team blue, aren't we? Like that's where we are now. It doesn't matter. Like,
and hey, we can always print a retraction in, like, you know, page 23, right at the tiny bottom of it, just in case we do get challenged.
Yeah,
I feel like, just to sort of close off, and then I got to run actually. But I just feel like we're too deep into it now. Like over here, we're slightly further behind, but in the US, it's so tribal and so divided that I think if Biden wins, there will be political violence, disruption from the Trump quarters. And I think if Trump wins, then you will start to see a serious curtailment on press freedom.
Yeah, definitely.
Along the lines to what
I predict political violence from the left.
Yeah.
I would
if Trump wins,
I would say there will be political violence either way.
Yeah.
AIDS, before you go, mate, do you want to tell us your story of the week?
Yeah, actually, right. This is a nice uplifting one. I know it's not normal for me. I thought I'd leave you on an uplifting tip. So earlier on in the week, it was announced that heart attacks and strokes, there is a treatment for obesity that also, as a side effect, contributes to reducing deaths of heart attacks and strokes by 20%, which is great. But I haven't ruled out yet that this is actually a Tory strategy to keep us alive longer, to keep us enduring more of this suffering. Good night, guys.
You cynical wanker.
Cheers, Aid. Thanks very much.
Good
night. Aid is out of here. So thank you very much to Tinkinator there in the chat for the super chat. When Alistair Campbell roasted Kwasi Kwarteng on blowing tens of billions of pounds off the UK economy, he just laughed with a smug grin on his face. It's just a shorting game to him and his tough mates, which is very, very true. So
that's like that TUC tweet this week, wasn't it? Kemi Badenoch tweeted, unions want to undo all the work we've done over the last 14 years. And then the TUC retweeted, yeah, that's the idea.
Indeed. Scott, did you have a story? Have you done it already? I can't remember.
I haven't done a story. I haven't really, I think the trans story was definitely something I would have gone with. because I mean, like where they have had is it Gillian Keegan going out onto the various news channels, and each time they are literally like she's showing her ass each time.
Yeah, and they're not pushing her hard.
It was like one point is like, what evidence do you have of these lessons being taught? And she's literally saying things like, I've seen the slides, and it's like, you saw what? You know, it doesn't. The math isn't mathing. Like it's you know.
But did anyone tell her what a great job she's doing?
No.
Oh,
they thank you for doing a great job. You know.
But like that whole thing of we're not going to teach children any sex education until age of 9. First of all, kids under 9 don't really learn sex. They learn about their own bodies. They learn about relationships. And the Tories are like, no, this is go straight back to Section 28. We don't want them to learn that there are trans people. We don't want them to learn that there are gay people. Like,
that's all.
And it's because they think if they don't, it's because they think they get ideas in their head, or if they don't know about these things, they won't become them because there's no such thing really.
Yeah,
it's just an idea.
How did it start? How did it freaking start then?
But the stupid thing is that Gen Z is as I said on the intersection, 28% of Generation Z are LGBTQI, right? 28% of them. They're the parents now. The young millennials, they're the parents. They're bringing their kids up. If school don't tell them about the facts of life and LGBT people, they're going to, and they're going to see it on the internet anyway. It's not. It's it's not. Teachers talk about it. And if they don't, the kids are going to know about it anyway. Because this is not like the 80s Section 28. This is social media Section 28. So the kids are going to know, and parents are going to tell them about it.
Except they won't, though, will they? Because they'll know what they learn on the internet, which a great deal of it will be misinformation. So that's why you need.
That's true. That is going to be. Yeah.
That's where as a parent of someone who is of that age, you need to step in and make sure that you like course correct.
Because that's the problem. There's parents that can't and aren't able to do that, whether their own emotional problems or the abuse that they inflict on their children.
And Scott, some kids are just sneaky little fuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you tell them not to look at something, they'll look at it.
That's the first thing they'll look at.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just like our audience that looked at felching.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah. But it's like we saw them trying to do this in America, and everywhere they've tried it, it's been horrible and discriminatory, and it's just made a lot of people very angry and sad, and it's just like completely pointless. And they've looked at that, what they've done in like Florida, and they've gone, we want a bit of that. Yeah. Let's get rid of all the books that have gay relationships in.
Well,
let's get rid of all the...
Speaking of the Bible, Florida, they've actually gone backwards.
Yeah.
The Republicans actually realized that they went far too far, and they've actually turned a lot of people off. So they've started going back on some of these proposals, which, okay, if you're going to go backwards, I suppose that's good. But why did you go that way in the first place?
There was a "Don't Say Gay" bill going through Alabama, and it fell, and it didn't do it because even the Republicans, half the Republicans in the Senate House thought it was too cruel, and the other half didn't really understand what it was, and they were arguing about what it was meant to be, and luckily it didn't pass. But I mean, if you look at Erin in the Morning, Erin Reed's website, you'll see that a lot of the bills don't make it. They always win. It only takes one to get through, and it sticks. That's like here. So 99% of them fail and get knocked back, or they go to appeal and get knocked back. It's just that one that gets through, and that's sort of Texas, Florida.
But Rachel, to your point, I think a lot of it came down to the point of they didn't realize that incorporated the Bible. And then when
the book bans,
when the book bans came in,
Utah, there was a school district in Utah last year that banned the Bible.
Yeah,
for
it's got incest and
graphic violence.
Lots of violence in it.
Yeah. Poor old Lot, his wife turned to stone. Sent to a pillar of salt. So his two daughters were forced to get him drunk and rape him so they could have his babies.
Yeah.
Good old Bible. They don't teach that in Sunday school, do they? Not, they did when I was in Sunday school, but that's because I used to
We'll-
pick out
we'll-
the passages.
We'll leave that bit out. We'll leave
The
that bit out.
passages they didn't want me to read. They're the ones I read. I used to be a choir boy back in when I was a child, and
I'm
we had
sorry.
these long sermons that would go on forever. I used to do weddings and Sunday services and stuff. And I'd sit there and I'd just flick through the Bible trying to find all the rude bits, all the naughty bits, all the bits that were really. And I was like, really going, oh my God, there's so much messed up stuff in here.
Like the case.
Well, my services were in Latin. They're a lot quicker.
Oh my God, in Latin.
Yeah, they are.
That's proper old school.
They were Latin in Ireland in the 70s.
Graham, you
did Latin in
sound
the
like me
80s,
going
our
through the K's catalogue.
Yeah, I went through the Bible. That's got me through. Song of Solomon or Song of Songs, chapter 5. Read it, my friends. Read it. It's quite something. It's quite something. Anyway, so Ollie, can I come to you about your story this week?
Yes. Mine's going to be about Ukraine because there's been a lot of doom and gloom coming out this week about Ukraine. With sort of the new front that Russia's trying to open in the north of Ukraine in Kharkiv. But when you look at the reality, even though the Ukrainians have lost ground, it is absolutely nothing. It's like the size of Manhattan. So while that is, land they've lost, that's more than take backable. But it's when you look at the data. So Russia have broken the highest casualties they've ever had in a single day. That closed into 2,000 losses in one single day. France reckons this month alone they've had 150,000 losses just in 1 month since they've been counterattacking. They've also had look into new numbers for this war as well, and it does look like they've already broken well past the rate of losses that they suffered in Afghanistan in a period of about 10 years. So we were expecting them to break that maybe early next year, but they've decided to, speed run it, which, of course, when they do this, makes things infinitely worse for Russia and will hopefully lead to, bad things happening to Putin.
But they're bringing a new guy up, aren't they? Have you seen in The Independent today? There's a new guy appearing.
I love it. He started off his speech of, we intend to try and, win this special military operation with the least casualties possible. He said in the worst week of Russian casualties so far of this war.
So
you
also,
can see why as well. Do you see that video of those Russian soldiers trying to integrate those Nepalese soldiers?
No.
So there's soldiers from Nepal coming there. They don't speak Russian, and the Russian they speak English though apparently. So like one of these Russians seems to have, I don't know whether he used Google or something. They seem to have a bit of a smattering of English, and he basically to give them their instructions when sun over there, don't shoot there, Russia where sun is, and that was their military integration because they had a bit of a language barrier. So they're throwing all these bodies into it. It's not just that they don't have any skills, training, or weapons. They also don't actually understand each other.
Yeah. There was a situation as well that I think got reported. A bunch of Cuban mercenaries murked their own commander for being a bad commander, which was, again, kind of funny. But it's just typical of what's happened during this.
Cuban mercenaries in Ukraine?
Yeah.
God, so the Cold War still hasn't finished, has it? That's just mad.
Oh, so we know there's mercenaries from Cuba. We know there's people from North Korea, Myanmar apparently as well, Africa as well.
People from the Telnet
Syria.
alternative universe fighting on it.
Hold up. Right, so I'm gonna put this in terms that for me. So they jacked up their gaffer because he was shit.
Yeah.
But they're from Cuba.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're fighting over in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Partly because of Cuba, you have very much still a conscription culture there. So from about 17 to 26, I think you're expected to do at least a couple of years in the military. So like the Cubans know how to use all the Soviet technology that the Russians have, so they are hiring a lot of as many Cubans as they can, plus they're offering them wages which would be far in excess of what they would be able to earn in a year in Cuba. So it's a very attractive offer for these Cubans.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just
what a hot
just
charming.
fucking mental.
Goodness.
Crazy.
Wow.
That's just fucking mental.
Also this week, I mean, we had the riots in Georgia, and we've had the
Oh, yeah.
Slovakian guy get shot.
Yeah, the Slovakian Prime Minister Fico.
Yeah.
Who is
That was-
Bezzies with Putin. Let that be a warning to you, leaders of the world. These people who seem to get these lovely photos of them sitting down having a lovely chat with Putin seem to come a cropper one way or another.
Well, he'd been pursuing a lot of the stuff that Orban was going to try and do. He was going to try and do a crackdown on their media. But we still don't really know the full reason for why this guy did it. We don't know whether he was just a nutter, lone gunman, he was politically motivated. The stuff we still don't know about all the reasoning behind and why we did it, but I wouldn't be surprised it was politically motivated.
Yeah. Joe Lefty Boater, thank you very much for the £2 super chat, saying, when I came out to my son, so it said, so what? he's 14. Good on you, son. And Puddinator, £2 super chat. Anyone seen the Mirror's new general election poll? Has anyone seen it?
Yeah. But I had a look at it, and it cited a pollster I've never heard of them.
I'm about to say I've no idea who they are.
I would treat with some skepticism a pollster if you've never even heard of them. And also, have you heard People Polling's triumph this week? This is Matt Goodwin's shady operation. They're shit. Steer clear of them. They managed to reckon that the SNP will get 0 votes in this election. That's how good they're polling.
Really?
Or at least to the nearest percent, but even
good,
that's
honest.
ridiculous. So yeah, and it was caused by, of course, a catastrophic, basic childish error. There's lots of crap pollsters. If you've never heard of them, they're not tried and tested, so dismiss them instantly. Also, I would also say of a new pollster, even if their methodology is all right, there's one huge thing, and it doesn't get talked about enough, and YouGov take account of this. But in order to take account of it, you have to have those years of data, and that's false recall. Part of the modelling has to be asking people how they voted the last election. And a lot of people do not give the right answer, and they're not lying. They've actually forgot, as mad as it sounds. Yeah. And they YouGov tested this out. They asked a load of people after the 2019 election, how did you vote? They told them. Then they asked the same people 2 years later, and it wasn't a small number. It was a large number got it wrong, because they just made it up when they went into the polling station or something stupid. And that, you've got to take that into account. That skews polls a lot. So if you're a new pollster, you don't have that data. So you're going to have to build it up. And there's other pollsters who maybe do have it and just don't take account of it anyway. Polling is really difficult. So a new pollster, ignore, I would say.
This isn't a new one, though. This is like electoral calculus, according to the...
No. They just run it through their MRP calculator. The actual polling's done by someone else. I can't even remember who they're called. I've never heard of them.
Right. Okay. I was just trying to look it up, what they're called, but all that came up was election calculus. But
it does say in the Mirror article, but I've forgotten what it is.
Yeah, it's not referenced. Right. Do we have any more stories to tell? Scott, did you have one? You've done your story. Sorry, you got another one?
Sorry, my story was already talked about.
Right,
and then also wanted to talk about the water thing as well.
Want to talk about what?
The water thing as well, which
Let's
is
talk about the water thing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the water thing. We got no one down in the southwest, though, have we? Southeast, southwest.
Well, we're southeast. I'm southeast, but as I said to you in the chat, we won't. We can have 365 days of mercury scorching sun and then 2 seconds of rain, and we're on a hosepipe ban. So we're not going to get, we're not going to have any water. We go to hosepipe ban within 10 seconds of the sun shining.
Well, that was something that was again coming out. It was like seeing in the news this week. No water companies have not actually built a new reservoir since 1989. And you think, what happened in 1989? What you're actually saying is that no private water company has ever built a reservoir.
Yeah. And where were the last ones built? Around London.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of places got flooded, didn't they? In Wales and Yorkshire and places. You can swim down to the bottom of these reservoirs and still see buildings that are just used to be little villages and things.
Really?
But there you go.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, they
I
flood the
I
towns.
find it quite scary though. It's quite scary that there's this, bug. We've been talking in the press a lot about the idea that there's a lot of sewage going into the water supply, and here we're now seeing the effects of that.
Yeah.
It makes England look like a third world country. It makes
Yeah.
us look absolutely ridiculous,
And if this was 10 years
that's
ago,
terrifying to me.
this was 10 years ago, it'd be on the front page of every paper from weeks
Mm.
and weeks and weeks. And now, they barely, I mean, they're sort of talking about, but it's really
It's
not
been
making.
normalized,
Yeah.
hasn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
And it shouldn't have been. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
It's,
This is the
you know,
problem with our media. Now I keep saying it's like they trivialize important issues and then they amplify trivial issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah. This goes back to that call last week, and LBC who's making sure the lights are kept on.
Yeah.
Well, I think the best juxtaposition of that is the Daily Mail with after the cake gate or the Partygate scandal. It just said, "Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Let's move on."
Mm.
And at the same time, it spent about a week and a half going nuts that Keir Starmer had a single beer in a private residence.
And you can
2
also
years earlier.
tell that they are primed to do what the Tories want, because the front pages. So Keir Starmer has this big launch yesterday. Front pages today. It's all about Jeremy Hunt says that Labour's spending plans are going to cost you like two grand a year in extra taxes.
Yeah.
So they'd already primed them for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was straight away.
but why are we having a press conference about Labour's?
Well, yeah, exactly. Because they don't want to talk about
You've
themselves.
got nothing if that's what you're doing. It's crazy.
They did it in the red color as well, didn't they? Did you see
Yeah.
the logos and stuff?
Yeah.
Like what the hell?
And Rise was a little
there's
R. They had
reason.
Labour, capital L, tax, capital L, Rise, little R.
Rises little.
Someone's weird.
Mm.
But I mean, the fact is, the print media. I mean, we know.
I noticed that.
But the print media we know it's withering, and most people don't read. No, young people don't buy papers. And the only thing is, it's because the BBC and Sky, they still go through the papers and they still talk about the papers.
Yeah.
And Radio 4 and all the farts on Radio 4 still talk about the papers. But the fact is, I'm hoping when Labour get in and they kick out the 3 Tories at the top of the BBC and we start to get a bit more Ofcom control and a bit more media control, then actually we won't start amplifying the shit rags, and we just start talking. People get their news online, and all the newspaper. Or if you want to buy a newspaper, you get those, a lot of the good ones online, like the Eye or the News or Independent.
Need to finally do Leveson too as well. That'd be something.
We do,
Yeah.
but the BBC. Let's go to the papers. Oh, really? Do you have to? Ooh, there's a trend story.
Yeah.
I
Back.
know,
I had to dig for it, but I found it. Well, nobody gives a shit. Stop. That's what really annoys me.
And do you know what?
No, we don't. Because
No, we don't.
Rach, they're scared of us.
Yeah.
They're scared of us. They're scared of people that have got voices that can put themselves online and have their say and have bants about it, but at the same time make a cogent point about what's going on in the world. They're scared of that.
Yeah. Questionable obscenity. Thank you very much. In Bangor, they are building a Punami tank. Okay. Thanks very much for that.
I think that's supposed to be a pun.
And it is. And Czech is saying, great to see Suella and her GBB's troll getting
great.
blanked by those Palestine protesters. They
Wonderful.
refused to let her bait them.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. And if you haven't
was
seen
so
this,
good.
please, after the
So
show,
good.
Great
check
clip.
it out. It's Suella Braidman and some GBB's twonk, and they're walking down the street, and there's a protest protesting what Israel is doing in Palestine. And there's all these protesters standing there, like with their arms folded like this. Yeah. And Suella Braidman keeps asking them questions. He's shouting questions at them, and all of them are just completely silent. They're just like this. Just
I
staring at her.
will share it after the stream because I'm doing my best to make sure that I can stay here.
Thanks, Wayne.
There was a woman that also went on GB, whatever it's called, and with Suella Braverman and the really annoying white guy, I can't remember his name.
Nobody does.
I think it's Patrick.
Suella was
Piers Morgan.
No.
No, it's Patrick
It's one
Christie or
of
something
their
like that.
their
right?
guys,
Oh,
right?
right.
And it was as well as asking questions. So is this about, October the 7th or whatever? And this young lady is just sitting there going, no, this is about the bigger picture. This is she really
Yeah.
tears down
Yeah.
Suella Braverman to her face,
Yeah.
and says, the government has, inflicted racist policies. You have been one of the people that has, stoked this sort of thing, and just she just tears her down to her face. It's wonderful.
It's a great watch. That, yeah, I saw that. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Was
Just
Brilliant.
tore her apart.
But that's what Suelo and that guy Patrick Guilty, whatever his name was. They went out.
So yeah, I think it was
Generate 28 days rage. They need rage. That's what GB News feeds on, rage.
Rage.
And they couldn't. If otherwise they don't get their outrage, they wither away. If nobody listens to them and nobody watches it, of course the other channels like the papers, they always amplify. How many GB News clips do we see? But it's not. Nobody watched it, but somebody always amplifies it. But it is rage. They have to have rage. They have to be snowflaked about something. Otherwise, they just wither away. It's like a tree in a wood. It's just it's not there. I think the strategy of Gen Z and young people is like, you just not going to talk to you, not going to give you what you want. And I love that's the strategy with them. Silence is the best way.
Yeah. Just don't engage. But
engage.
it was beautiful. And it just made them look so ridiculous.
Yes, that's deliberate.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. I'm just going to put a link to Max did a video about it earlier today, so I've just got to put a link to that in the chat. But please wait till the end of this before you watch that. But yeah, we're gonna wrap up soon. But is there anything else? Is there anything else that you sort of picked up this week that we haven't already covered? Because it's like there's so much stuff going on, and then someone goes, "Oh yeah, do you remember that thing?" And you're like, "Oh God, yeah."
Can I do a really, really like tenuous thing?
Yeah, go on.
So
if your internet doesn't fuck up,
team, okay. My team, I'm a gooner, and I will refuse to buy a shirt that says "Visit Rwanda" on it. Like, what are we doing? We're supposed to be one of the best teams in the world, yet we still have this nonsense on our sleeves. It's absolutely ridiculous. So that was my little.
Did you say
Gooner,
like Sean
Arsenal.
Aston?
Arsenal. But the
you
thing
know,
is,
one of the Goonies grew up to be Thanos.
Don't get the thing about the shirt sponsorships anyway. You just buy an old shirt. You don't need to buy them every season. Sodom.
No. I've not bought one since.
Oh no, I'm just meaning in general. Like with things like this, I don't know why people pay a fortune to advertise someone else's products you may not even use.
And
I had Newcastle shirts that didn't have Newcastle brown ale on. I just got old shirts before pre-sponsorship, and same with my rugby shirts.
I spilled some Newcastle ale on my shirt once.
Okay.
Oh,
you should.
Did we
just spill it on the floor?
Have you talked about the Tory WhatsApp meltdown that happened this week as
No,
well?
there's loads of things happen. We haven't talked about the Tories giving away all their members' email addresses either.
What? Tell me. Hang on. You go first, Ollie. What? Tell me.
Yeah, go on.
So we had a vote in Parliament. What was it? Monday evening? Yeah, Monday evening it was.
Yeah.
And it was an opposition motion put forward about when MPs should be banned, and they wanted it. MPs should be banned at the point of arrest.
Yeah, like
and the opposition came in and they wanted it at the point of
that's the opposition wanted it at arrest.
Oh, yeah.
The Tories wanted it at charge.
They wanted it charged. Yep. So, but anyway, it went through.
Yeah.
And then WhatsApp messages were leaked, which raises the question: who leaked these WhatsApp messages? But you got Tories in absolute meltdown through all these WhatsApp conversations, talking about how this was an absolute disaster, complete. What happened? Where was number 10? They've let their eyes off the ball. This is an absolute, crap show. It was just hilarious to watch, and it just raised the question: who leaked them?
And the reason was as well. The reason they melted down, and I don't get this. Because you think to yourself, what's their problem? It was a free vote. there was supposed to be a second vote because they were risking that vote, winning for the opposition, so to speak. And there was supposed to be a second vote to overturn that amendment. But the Tories didn't put any tellers forward for it, so the vote couldn't take place. Which sounds mad. Like, why didn't you just tell them to vote against it then? It wouldn't by one pissing vote.
Anyway, I think it was Anne-Marie Trevelyan begging someone, please, if you're still on the premises, please come vote. Yeah. Like, we're losing by one vote. Wherever you are, please come and vote quickly.
but ain't all those WhatsApp messages public property? Because they're on public phones.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure about that.
I'm not sure, yeah.
They're all on.
They're not official. They're not official. They're just their own WhatsApp groups that they create.
Right.
I'm loving. I'm just having a look at them on the Sky News story here.
Miriam Kate was the funniest. She really was.
Yeah, because there were no tellers for no. By the time this was understood, it was apparently too late. And Angela Richardson, MP, responded, "What a shit show." And Sherilyn McAvoy, who's going to lose her seat in the next election, she's a 2019 intake, says, "A lesson in what a Labour government will lead to." Yes. People who are arrested for disgusting crimes being taken away from positions where they could commit more of those same crimes.
It was crazy.
The unions in Parliament, like the
I mean, can you imagine any other workplace?
Were like, good, this is great.
Yeah. Imagine trying to suggest to them. So if a teacher get accused of something,
arrested, not just accused, but arrested.
Yeah, arrested. Should they be allowed to carry on and with no one even knowing anything about it, all anonymous, all the rest of it? No one would say that that's acceptable.
No. And they said, but then an MP's constituency would have to go without an MP. No, they wouldn't. We do that for the speaker anyway. But like MPs go on holiday, they have other people to run the surgery and stuff if they need. If they can't be there all the time, they have proxies. What's the problem?
No. Yeah, Nadine Dorries had a lot of proxies for quite a long time.
Yes, she's a very lazy woman. Anyway, Alan Poe, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Woo! Have any of you been happy to take your shoes off at any time this week?
What?
I don't wear them in bed, mate.
Yeah, I don't.
Are we missing something here?
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm wearing my shoes now. I've got shoes.
You wear shoes indoors?
Yeah, I've got slippers.
Yeah.
I
got my feet get really cold.
I like that. I like putting my slippers on in the evening. Right? So a little ritual, just before dinner, put my slippers on. Oh, I
had a new pair of shoes delivered the other day for a wedding for this weekend, and I was quite happy to take them off.
My fiance was trying to get the biodegradable confetti. We've now sent off for the stuff I told her to get at the start. And she was going around, but it was too expensive. Oh, there's this stuff. It's like rose petals. Oh, that'd be good. And when it arrived, it was too biodegradable, if anything, because it was basically just bags of mold.
Brilliant.
Just pulp
so
in
she
a
had
bag.
to get the paper confetti, the biodegradable paper confetti.
Well, they used to throw rice, but that's no good because it's not colourful. So what you want to get is rainbow drops. Just get loads and loads of bags of rainbow drops and throw them.
We've already sent
biodegradable.
Or just a bit of type 1. Just chuck it at them.
You can sort of catch them in your mouth.
Yeah, but I'm the target of these things this time. Paper. I'm just about to put up the paper. No, I don't want to be. I'm trying to explain to my partner as well why. Oh, it'll be a lovely day. No, it won't. I'm extremely introverted. Oh, it's only a small wedding. There's 25 people there. For someone like me, that is not a small social gathering, and I've got to be the centre of attention.
Yeah. Mike Organ saying, I hate slippers. I have house shoes instead. I hate slippers as well, and I have house shoes. I have shoes that I take off because they're outside shoes, and I have shoes that I wear around the house.
I've got old feet. I like my memory foam slippers. They're lovely and cool.
I do have a pair of Pokemon slippers, but they were just bought as a joke, but they are very, very comfortable.
Please tell me, I love you all.
Yeah.
But if anyone here has a pair of Crocs, I'm kicking off.
No, I don't. But I was actually literally yesterday. I was I'm helping out in this barber shop at the moment, and one of the barbers was really trying to sell the Crocs as being really actually quite comfortable and practical, especially when you're in the garden.
I would rather die. I would rather die. I honestly, I can't get you across how much I hate those shoes. They look like plastic clogs with Swiss cheese holes in them. I'm like, what?
Right,
The sign that you've just given up.
Giving up on
Yeah,
life.
they're basically saying you're a write-off. You're a fucking write-off.
Speaking of write-offs, so there was that other story about the Conservative Party
Yes,
this week. So you didn't know
emails.
about this then. So an
I
email
like
was
that, I
sent
like that.
out to all party
Segue.
members, which went, I've got it here, Conservative Party Conference 2024, partially completed stroke unsubmitted registrations. Good morning. If you have not abandoned or submitted your registration for this year's, there's no apostrophe there, that's winding me up. Conservative Party Conference, please could you complete your registration at the earliest opportunity via this link, blah, blah, blah. But they sent the email out with everyone CC'd, not BCC'd. Like, so like party members. So they're just like, and it turned out to be absolutely, so they've obviously now had to refer themselves to the Information Commissioner's Office. And look, okay, that's not Rishi Sunak's fault. That'll not be his fault. But at the same time, it happened on the day he was trying to claim that he's going to keep this country safe in Keir Starmer's. Like, can't even keep your own members safe, can you?
It's funny because they're so shit. It's like that line from when they first invaded, when the Russians first invaded Ukraine, and one of the Ukrainian soldiers was on video saying, "We are lucky they are so fucking stupid."
Yeah.
Tinkanator, thank you very much for the £10 super chats. If there's ever even a single Tory MP left after the general election, as a nation, we should hold our heads in shame. If the Tories came second place, and as a country, then the country as we know it will be finished in a decade or so. Yeah, I agree. The Tories need to be destroyed. But do you know who agrees with us on that one? Dominic Cummings. And that makes me feel very uncomfortable.
We're all the same place. I have to
I
go.
want something even more insane. They're too Marxists. All right, see you later.
Yeah.
Right, Rachel. Before you go, what do you think of the new Doctor?
I liked it very much.
Did you like Jinx?
It's good.
I thought the Maestro was rather splendid.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I still getting in there, but I liked it. I'm like getting used to all the new TARDIS and the layout and the new assistant, but I'm liking it.
But you're still sitting in the old TARDIS.
Yeah, all habits die hard.
John Pertwee's my doctor. Right. Have a good
care,
one.
Thanks, Rachel.
See you in a bit.
Bye. So yeah,
Bye,
okay.
boys.
What? It's just the boys left. We're going to wrap it up soon though, because
I gotta get up in the morning. So
you've got to go in the morning. We're not going on that long. What?
Yeah, Scott, we're still here, bruv.
Yeah, I know.
So I've just seen actually, it's in the chat. Britain Bites Back, the greatest Facebook page ever, has just posted something whilst we're live, whilst we're on air. If anyone knows that page,
I do know that page.
This is the Tegan delete this now.
it's
post,
Tegan
isn't
delete
it?
this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
What's this?
So there was a group on Facebook called Britain Bites Back, and then someone else took control of it. You can apply other people as members.
Oh, fuck's sake.
And they messed with it, and then someone was like, "Tegan, delete this FFS."
No, it's not quite.
Okay.
No, what happened was that they took an extra admin on, and there was there are 5 meatheads basically that run this thing. They took an extra admin on. That admin went rogue because he just thought, Christ, this lot of real right-wing absolute nut jobs. And he wrote this whole thing about about each admin, like personal stuff about each admin.
Really?
And,
wow.
They chucked him out. And they started doing like Brexit votes and stuff, and just everyone kept just completely ruining their polls and things like that. And
it's a pretty shit. It's a shit show of a page.
It's an absolute shit. And then one of them left to form the British Resistance Group. Now you have to see the video they've made. They've made this. It's just amazing.
British Resistance.
Just the name of the
British Resistance Group
page. All right,
someone got in on that. And someone took that one over as well, and they won't let it back. And every so often you go on there, and there's just this argument about give us our page back. No, we're not doing it. It's just a brilliant story. Where's
the story though?
Oh, it's gone.
Where can I find
Yeah,
this?
I'm trying to find the British Resistance group. That seems to have disappeared now.
That's
Hold on.
definitely disappeared. So I want to see where the story is. Where's the story?
Maybe they drank the water.
I'll see if I can find it. Hold on.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, they went down to the southwest and drunk that water.
Yeah, they're parched,
Right.
so they decided to have some of the shit water.
Okay, right. There is.
You got it?
Right, that's one of them. I'll put in the chat.
Nice one, thanks.
Right.
And the other one.
Did you put it in a meeting chat or in the
Oh, I'll put it in the main
In
the
what's-
YouTube
in the
one. But
WhatsApp,
I'll
in
find
WhatsApp.
the.
I have access to
Can't find it. It's definitely
We'll
about.
find it.
Hang on.
Tegan, delete this FFS. I'm in that group.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
a piss take group. Yeah, it's a piss take group. It just puts stuff
okay.
on the of gammons being ridiculous.
Here we go.
Gammons being gams.
By the
I
way,
found it.
I still have to have the argument with people saying that
because that's meeting
gammon
chat.
is a racist term. I'm like, mate.
They don't mean that. I mean, when they say that, like, they either don't know what racism is because they're so thick, or they're just being disingenuous.
Arthur does.
Arthur? Who's Arthur?
Read a certain book by a certain prisoner.
I can't. Wayne, you're breaking up again. I'm going to read Charles Dickens' Nicholas Nickleby, which the term gammon originated from, which was to describe someone who just goes on about how much they love their country, rather than, you know, what they and have a rather red face. Pete's Music is saying Crocs are beyond awful. I'm with Graham. I'd rather die than put on a pair. It's just something I don't wear. I tend not to wear shorts as well. I don't really like them.
Oh my god, I live in shorts.
Ah, there we are.
Yeah,
It's,
not a big
there it
fan.
is. Right.
It's a bit sad actually because I've got quite nice legs. But just
You
nowhere
should
to
show
see
them off.
Get over yourself.
You should show them off.
Is John getting up this video? Are you giving us a link to the video, John?
Right. Yeah, I'll put it in the.
Thank you.
Put it in the chat, man.
Right, the video is just.
Well, paper.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Right. Well,
It's so
I'm gonna
good.
definitely have a watch of this one when I go, which is gonna be now.
I'm
Okay,
glad
Scott.
I'm glad you're exploring more of the internet than what you normally do.
Yes, the
Cheerio,
Urban
Scott.
Dictionary.
Yeah.
To me, Wayne, are you talking to me?
Yes, bruv.
What did you mean by that, bro?
Well,
I'm gonna look at more than penises.
What?
Is that homophobic
This
show?
went very strange.
I,
very
I,
fast.
you coming for
I
me?
didn't say that. I
No,
didn't
you're
say
coming
that.
for me this week because Tan's not here. You want to say something? Oh, okay, I see how it is.
Wow. Right, let me get 10 on the phone.
Someone said this is just like going down the pub and listening to your mates talk, and it really is. Go on, you take this shit outside, all right? We're having a nice drink here.
When you
Scott,
call
love
me
you, bruv.
later, baby. You call me later. We'll have that late night chat.
No. I'll just call you later.
Put the wrong-
You tell me everything. I want photos. I'll see you guys later.
All right, cheers, Scott. See you
Yeah,
later,
no,
mate.
fuck
Bye.
off.
Bye. Love you all.
Right, we're
I'll
going
put
to
the
have to
wrong
wrap
link
it.
in. Hold on.
We're going to have to wrap it up in a moment. What are you doing, John? Are you going to give us that link?
I'll put the wrong link in. There you go. Right there.
Oh no, not the wrong link. Don't do that.
I think I had anyway.
What? New Who? Yeah, there's another episode of Doctor Who tomorrow, which I haven't seen the first one yet. I didn't watch it.
No,
Was it-
it's good hype around him. Good hype around him.
I was at my mate to preparing for Eurovision by drinking.
Yeah, let's not go on that thing. Shit.
What? Eurovision was fantastic. Well, it was a bit troubled this year, but I'm
Yeah.
glad the best act won.
I love Eurovision.
Nemo,
the one,
Nemo was
the one that
fantastic.
skinned Bagpuss.
What? Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. That was all good. And there was a Finnish song about a
That's
guy
a
who lost his
statement.
pants. And they did a whole Austin Powers thing of him walking around with no pants on and,
Yeah,
an
with his
object being in the
cock
way.
out.
Yeah, and an object being in the way. You
Yeah.
couldn't see. Brilliant. That's what you want. Family television. Anyway, should we call it a night? Is there anything? Is there any stories we've missed?
There's loads of stories of miss. It's been mad this week. I had
Yeah,
to
but
make a list.
any that
There's
you
too
want
many.
to
No,
pick
I'll
out
be
before
right.
we go?
No, they're all mad.
Okay, brilliant.
Maddest.
We can red button it over the weekend if needs be.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know
Probably
what that
been
means.
three more
but yeah.
stories happen while we've gone live.
Probably.
Jesus.
Anyway, right. Well, we will be back on Monday morning at 9:30 with Morning Brew. Thank you so much to our guests, to Phil, to Ollie, to Wayne, and to John, and everyone else who's been on tonight. And thank you to everyone in the chat, our socialites in the chat, and everyone who's dropped us a super chat in. Thank you so much. You're really generous. Give us a like on the way out. And until next time, I'll say hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.